Welcome back to the channel. My name is Brian Barsoon. Today we'll be covering the news for this Tuesday, August the 16th. Let's jump right into it. So first, just wanted to post an update on the whole Alec Baldwin investigation. So Alec Baldwin recently went onto Chris Cuomo's new YouTube show and claimed that he did not pull the trigger, thus contradicting the FBI's report over the weekend, stating that he did in fact pull the trigger. So bold move there, Alec. Go for it. Frustrated actor fumes that the only question is who put a live bullet in stun gun as he awaits DA decision on if he'll be charged. So he's still claiming he didn't pull the trigger, despite the reporting. And it looks like there's a report here from the Daily Wire with the update as well. Alec Baldwin's fatal shooting of Helena Hutchins on Rust movie set ruled an accident by medical investigator. So it looks like they did rule that it was an accident, but he did pull the trigger. So we'll have to see what happens if they're going to press charges. My opinion personally, I think he should be arrested, and that should be up to a jury to decide what the recourse of this should be. And in other news, updating with the whole FBI raid at Mar-a-Lago, President Trump calls for immediate release of completely unredacted affidavit justifying FBI raid of Mar-a-Lago. This is from the Post-Millennial. So it looks like they were supposed to be released, the affidavit, on Monday, but now they're saying due to intelligence reasons that they need to seal it and that it can't be released. And Trump responded in perfect Trumpian fashion. I'll do my best to read it here. There is no way to justify the unannounced raid of Mar-a-Lago, the home of the 45th President of the United States, who got more votes by far than any sitting president in the history of our country, by a very large number of gun-toting FBI agents and the Department of Justice, but in the interest of transparency, I call for the immediate release of the completely unredacted affidavit pertaining to this horrible and shocking break-in. Also, the judge of this case should recuse. Well, let me know how I did that in the comments, but had to do it in Trump's voice, of course. But Trump's post comes after the Department of Justice requested on Monday that had a Florida judge keep the affidavit sealed. According to New York One, Merrick Garland's Justice Department wants to keep the affidavit portion sealed to protect the integrity of an ongoing law enforcement investigation that implicates national security. So like I said, they're going through the intelligence part, saying that it's a national security issue, which it may be, but I think at least Trump's lawyers and his team should be able to take a look and see what's going on. The general public, that's a separate issue. According to the 13-page filing, if disclosed, the affidavit would serve as a roadmap to the government's ongoing investigation, providing specific details about its direction and likely course in a manner that is highly likely to compromise future investigative steps. There's been a huge drought over in Lake Mead in the Colorado River. So this is the latest report. By the way, go check out Sin City Outdoors on YouTube. They've been doing a great job covering this. I've been watching a lot of their videos. Shout out to them. They do a pretty good job. If you want more in depth with that. But just covering the report here, U.S. Bureau of Reclamation will release a new report Tuesday at 1 o'clock. As of recording this, hasn't come out yet. If any updates, major updates, I'll let you guys know. But it looks like they're saying that it's going to be declared a Tier 2 water shortage for the now second year in a row. So what that means, they're going to have to do reduction measures for anyone receiving the Colorado River water, which is a good portion of Los Angeles, California, and that surrounding area in the Southwest. So I'm sure they're going to have to do things like, don't take a shower as long and, this, that, and the other with water reduction. So not a good sign, but the Bureau's commissioner gave 7 states in the river basin: Wyoming, Utah, Colorado, Nevada, California, Arizona, and New Mexico. Should have just read that before I said that. An August 15th deadline to negotiate a plan to cut up to 4 million acre-feet of water usage per year, or 25% of their allotment. So 25% is pretty significant. So I have to see how those states react and respond to the reduction of water and the water supply. And just for reference, I have a chart here displaying the different areas that are affected by this drought this year. So it's predominantly the Southwest and the South. So it looks like everywhere else is doing okay, but it looks like it's about 300,000 square miles that they've lost so far. And it's very serious, so hopefully they can get something resolved and everyone's safe. Looks like the First Lady has also now tested positive for COVID-19. First Lady Dr. Jill Biden looks like she's experiencing mild symptoms and is taking a round of Paxlovid. So hopefully she can get better soon, get well. And finally, wanted to cover some more entertainment news. This has to do with the Flash star Ezra Miller and that whole saga. If you're not familiar, he's the star of the Flash in the Justice League universe movies, not the TV show. The one on the TV show is the actor Grant Gustin, who at this rate will probably be becoming the new Flash, if you ask me. I don't know how they're going to do it, if they're just going to cancel the movie outright, which is probably, in my opinion, the better option. If they could just can the movie and just start over, because Ezra Miller so heavily in the movie. If you're not familiar, this is the based off the Flashpoint Paradox storyline from the Justice League comics and Flash especially. And Michael Keaton was started to reprise his role as the Batman. Ezra Miller was actually playing two versions of the Flash in the movie, so that's why, I mean, they might have to just start all over. But I've also heard speculation that they might do something at the end where he, quote unquote, no longer the main Flash, and then they bring Grant Gustin in to be the new Flash. But just taking a look at the story here, the Flash star Ezra Miller seeks treatment for complex mental health issues, apologizes for behavior. Didn't cover it, but he was charged with a felony burglary in Vermont last week. It's a crazy story, but just taking a look here. The Flash star, who identifies as non-binary, announced they are seeking treatment for complex mental health issues, having recently gone through a time of intense crisis, and I understand that I am suffering complex mental health issues and have begun ongoing treatment, Miller said in a statement. So it looks like they're going the route of trying to get ahead of it and, have him say, I'm sorry and all of that. And then I guess maybe keep him in the movie, or maybe just not have him do PR, which kind of strange because he's the main character in the movie and he's not going to be doing PR. So I don't know what they're doing over there in DC Warner Brothers land, but they've already sunk like $200 to $300 million into this movie before marketing. So, Warner Brothers is going to have to make a decision as to what they're going to do with this movie. If they're just going to can it like they did with the Batgirl movie, which cost them about $90 million, and that it was already completed. So it'll be interesting to see what they do with all of that. That's all look right there. If you would have told me that was Ezra Miller, I would have been like, no, who was that? But anyway, so here's his mugshot from when he was arrested after an incident in Hawaii. So there's been multiple incidents. There was one in Hawaii, one in Vermont. I can go into more detail if you want, or just look it up. This is pretty crazy. I don't even know if I can say it on YouTube, all the stuff that was going on. But yeah, so I just wanted to cover that. And that's all the news I'm going to cover for now. I'll probably have a video posted later today, probably around 5 o'clock, with some more news items. If you're interested in following me on Twitter, you can find me at Brian_Barsoon and on Rumble at BB_news. Stay safe and have a great day, guys.